Okay, guys, we made it. We are here in Olympic National Park at Soul Duck Falls. And as many of you know, it is imperative that we get into nature. Nature is the best way to find peace. Many monks will meditate in forests specifically because of the peace that comes along with it. It's just a great way to get grounded. It's a great way to be at peace. It's a great way to limit distractions. Keeping my eyes out for any cougars. The sign said to watch out. But yeah, and this is probably one of the best places to do it. What's great about this is you can meditate as you walk. Always hike with a buddy, be safe. But it's good to be mindful. Be mindful how the air smells, the temperature of it. Be mindful of the rocks on your feet, the sounds that they create. And just be at peace and let things go. And you can find that peace by simply just being here. So, oh my God, look at this. Look what I just came across. Nature is a great way to find peace, my friends. Wow. Another fun thing about me, I love water. I love waterfalls. I'm a water sign. So any natural form of water, specifically in the mountains, is probably my favorite. I love little rivers like that. And yeah, we're gonna go find a big waterfall to enjoy. It was an interesting day so far. I had some bad news. I really wanted this job, and it's been weeks and weeks of waiting to hear back. Had 2 really good interviews, looked very promising, and the owner of the company gave me a personal email and said, sorry, we didn't go with you, but I wanted to give you a personal note. Look at this guy. As a practicing Buddhist, I had to recognize in that moment, how I felt. I had that grief, and I ended up moving on from it. How's it going? And yeah, basically, I made sure to just be present with it. And that was one of the hardest things to do. But it was funny because as I had that grief, I leaned forward and I looked up, and there was a little Buddha right in front of me at the house that we're staying at. Look at this. And anyway, so yeah, it's like sometimes we don't get what we want, but in that moment we can be present with that experience. And for me, that experience was grief. It was just being, I guess, okay with the situation, trying to accept it. And grief, people argue about that with Buddhism, grief in Buddhism, like, can you miss a person who passed away? And my whole argument is that as long as you're not attached to the feeling of grief, sometimes people become attached to grief. There's something about grief that keeps that person alive and they hold on to it. And then there's also something about just having an aversion towards the grief. It's something they don't want to feel. So they maybe drink their way out of it, or they ignore the pain. So I think that grief is just another sensation. It's another feeling. And so the goal is not to push it away. The goal is to be present with it. And that's what I decided to do today. And I kind of already intuitively knew that I wasn't going to get the position. I had some feelings earlier in the week. That's another thing I think happens when you start meditating a lot. You get kind of these like psychic feelings. You start being able to have a stronger intuition. You can understand people's intentions a bit more. But yeah, moved on, feel better out here in nature. And yeah, next time something doesn't go your way, just remember to hold grief for it. Hold space for the grief, rather. Getting out in nature is a great way to clear the mind, and is a great way to meditate. I'm going to try and find a log somewhere here today to meditate on. You can just be at peace with nature, feel the ground below you, and yeah, so I'm going to enjoy the rest of this hike. Thanks for listening, and yeah, talk to you guys soon. I think I found the place I'm going to meditate.